Hey guys, we are about to head out and explore a little bit more of the Grande, Oregon area.
Yeah, we have a few more days at this campground we're at now, so we want to check out a lake nearby called Morgan Lake and see if Abbie can get her toes wet.
Yeah, maybe she'll get to dip her toes. We're also going to drive around a little bit more and see if maybe we can find some overlooks or anything else cool around the Mount Emily area, which overlooks the Grande city. So we'll see what we find out there.
What you hear in the background is Abbie pacing back and forth.
Yes.
She's ready to go, so we're gonna take off and go.
We've been loading up the truck, and she's like, "Come on!" So let's go. Well, we have made it to Morgan Lake, and it is very beautiful up here. It's a large lake with lots of trees around. We're up high. The climb up here was definitely significant. The road was pretty good, but it was quite an incline.
Yeah, there was a sign that said it was a 17% grade.
Yeah.
And it was pretty steep. It wasn't just like one little 17% part. It was pretty steep. So we gained a lot of elevation from down in the valley floor. Mm-hmm. And now we're up pretty high in elevation. I'm not sure how high we are, but we're a lot higher than we were. And the air is a little thinner and it's a little bit cooler, but it's still warm in the sun.
Yeah, it was definitely a continuous climb up. We were talking, the road was excellent condition up here, up until you got to the point where you turned into the park. Then it became a gravel road that was rougher. But all the way up the incline, the road was wonderful condition, a little bit narrow, but great condition. However, the steady incline, it would be a little nervous pulling a trailer up here, but it would be doable for sure.
Yeah, you'd have to just tow in a low gear and at a low speed, but the road was paved and it was good enough that you could do it. But up here it would probably be worth the drive. They have RV slots here around the lake. There are 14 campsites.
12.
Oh, I'm sorry, 12 campsites. I was reading an older review of this place or something, and I thought there were only 4 camp slots here, but there's 12. So they're 3-day maximum stay, but it's free. And since there's no power or sewer or water or anything, you have to bring in what you need with you.
Yeah, there's no hookups or anything, but you can camp. The spots are right on the lake, most of them, which is really nice to have the lake right out your door like that. It would be dry camping, but since the max day is only 3 days, that even on a small camper, you can manage 3 days dry camping up here. Yeah. And the views and the lake and everything, it's just gorgeous. It would totally be worth it if you don't mind pulling your rig up that climb.
Yeah.
Now, the spots are not huge, so I don't think you'd probably be able to fit really large fifth wheels or really large class A's in them, but your smaller fifth wheels and definitely your travel trailers would probably fit in several of the spots that are here.
Yeah, and you could tent camp up here. You could just come up here in a car and tent camp easily. We saw some tent campers up here when we were driving in.
Yeah, well, let's stop gabbing and give you guys a look at this place. Oh, I don't know if you can see in the distance, but it looks like these geese are diving underwater and getting food. You can see their tails kind of sticking straight up out of the water as they dive. Not sure if you can see that on the video, but that's pretty cool. Quite a bit of beautiful geese here. And I don't know if you can see in the distance back there, the mountains. There's still haze here, which is really unfortunate. There have been a lot of fires in Oregon and California and just in many places. So I'm not sure if the haze here is specifically because of the fires. I know there's also the dust storm that has come over into the States as well. I think that was from like the Sahara Desert. Can't remember exactly the details on that, but there is a dust storm that's been coming over the U.S. So I'm not sure if the haze is just from fire, from the dust storm, combination of both or what, but it's unfortunately been hazy the whole time we've been here.
Look at those geese. What are they doing? What are they doing out there?
loves finding exotic poop to eat.
We were smart and brought her extended line this time.
Yeah, last time we had her in the river, I wished we had had our longer extended line with us instead of just the short leash.
You going swimming? Whoa.
So graceful. She's not going to sneak up on any of these geese.
No, that's for sure. Girl.
So we are here at one of the camp spots. This is site 11. As you can see, it's got a nice picnic table that's covered, a little fire pit there, although right now there are fire restrictions, so you can't have fires out here. And it's also right next to site 10, which is pretty nice. Maybe if you and friends or something are coming out here, you can have these two spots. And site 10 also has the covered picnic table and a fire ring. They have trash cans out here. And in fact, we just saw the city of Grande, who actually takes care of this place, Parks and Recreation truck coming through here and emptying the trash cans and putting new liners in. So they're actively up here taking care of this place. Another cool thing about sites 10 and 11 here is you see these big boulders, and in between them it is a gravel drive or path right down to the lake. And there's an easy launching point right here. Now, you're not allowed to have any gas or motorized vehicles in the lake, so it's only, kayaks and flat bottom boats, I guess, that you don't have an engine on. Anything without an engine, basically, is all that's allowed on the lake here. So they're trying to preserve that and only allowing self-propelled watercraft. So, but it's really nice right here in between sites 10 and 11. If you have kayaks, you can camp right here, have an easy launch point right here by your campsite. So it's very, very nice. So just a few other points that I wanted to mention up here is that there are a few bugs, but not a lot. Definitely less than we have down in the valley at our campground.
They are brutal at the campground we're currently
Brutal.
at. Right next to the campground we're at is a marshland preserve. So I'm guessing they don't use any kind of thing to try and get rid of the mosquitoes around there because they swarm you at dusk.
Yeah, I have tons of bites all over me from the mosquitoes at our campground. Our campground is awesome besides the mosquitoes, but they're pretty brutal.
And they're only out at a certain time of day, like after the sun is starting to go down.
Yeah.
When it cools off, they really come out. But then late at night, they're not really out, and during the day, they're not out.
So I guess it's hard to tell if there's many mosquitoes up here, but there don't seem to be a ton of bugs except this one that's right now trying to eat Jessie.
There's yellow jackets up here.
Yeah, but for the most part, it seems really nice up here. It's very clear. It's very clean. They're clearly maintaining it well. One thing that we did see driving in was a sign that said a bear had been spotted in the campground recently. So there's definitely bears around here, so you'd want to take some extra precautions with that. As always, you want to pack away all your food and stuff and don't do anything that would attract bears to your campground. But just to keep in mind, if you do come up here to camp, there have been bears spotted in the area. But it's really lovely up here. It's very quiet. These two camp spots we just showed you, they are right next to each other, but besides the ones that seem to be in tandem, there's a lot of space between the sites, so you wouldn't feel like you're right on top of your neighbor. You'd have plenty of space to stretch out and have some peace and, have your own nice little private spot.
It seemed like about maybe 5 of the campsites were occupied when we were driving in. Most of them were empty.
Yeah, and this is a Friday too. It's Friday at about 2 o'clock and it's not terribly crowded. So even if you're looking for a weekend spot, it seems like, this is July too. So you would think that this is the height of the season for people coming out here and doing their watercraft and hanging out at the lake. And it's not too busy, which is always something we like to see. We prefer places that aren't terribly crowded. So I would say this place seems awesome. The only thing that would concern me is hauling my trailer up that steep And I think it was about 3 or 4 miles of pretty steep incline coming up here. But again, the road was in excellent condition. So if you have a lot of faith in your tow vehicle, you probably can make it no problem.
Yeah, just go slow.
Yeah, go slow. But definitely, if you're in the area, Morgan Lake seems like a place to check out. Maybe a little bit. Okay. Hey guys, we are about to head out and explore a little bit more of the Grande area.
There's an area here called Morgan Lake that you can actually camp at for free. So we're going to go check it out and maybe let Abbie get in the lake if it's not, let's redo this. If it's not great.
Alright,
Can't use those though.
can you handle this?
We'll see, I guess.
Okay.
See, I can edit out all the ones where I screw up and just leave the ones where you screwed up, so it makes it look like you're the one messing all these up while we do all these extra takes. I'm in control of the editor.
I know, scary. Okay, here we go. Hey guys, we are about to head out and explore a little bit more of the Grande, Oregon area.